Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome back to my channel Leela Webdev. In the previous video, we have learned about the service workers and their life cycle. So we have registered where we have registered. So yes, we have registered our service worker, understood, and also we have understood about the installation, activate, and also finally we looked at the fetch event listeners also. In the last example, we are able to see that whenever an application makes a request, the service worker can receive the request through the fetch event. Now let's try to see that one so that you can able to understand. So open with live server. So it will try to open that one with live server. Yeah. Here if I try to show you the output for this one. So here you will be able to see the fetch intercept has been happened. So now in this video, what we are trying to do, we are going to take this one to a next step. So we are going to move this all cache storage logic, which is there here in this cache storage logic, and it to the event wherever the thing we are having. So we'll try to move everything to there. So here we are get to do element. So here we are having this function, right? So let's try to go into this one. Yeah, here we are trying to. So we all will try to move into this service worker. So now by the end of this video, our application will follow a cache first strategy. That means first we will check the cache. If we have the response exists in the cache means, then we'll return it immediately. If it doesn't exist means we'll make the network request. So which we are trying to do it, and save the response into the cache and then return that response to the page. That's it. So now our current architecture is in such a way that we are before changing anything. So what we are trying to do, let's look at this what we have currently in our todo.js file. It is doing both the application work and also the caching work. We have a code like this. So what we are trying to do, so here we are trying to get the cache. If the response is not there means, then we are trying to get the to do response and all those things, and we are saving it to cache. So our page is responsible for making the request, checking the cache, calling the network, and also saving the response into the cache also. So this is working fine. But now that we have a service worker, so which is nothing but this one, we don't really want all these caching responsibilities and all those things inside our application code. We want this application to be simply say, I need this resource, and the service worker can decide where that resource should come from, either from cache or from the network. So our architecture will become in such a way that todo.js file will call the fetch, and the service worker, it will intercept the fetch and it will try to check whether it is present in the cache. If it is present in the cache, it will return it, or otherwise it will make the network call. This is one of the biggest benefits of using a service worker. So before continuing into this one, so I want to explain you one important concept, that is nothing but event.respond with. Right now we have something like console.log fetch intercepted, this one, right? We know that fetch event is fired when a control page makes a request. I am trying to say here control page. So that means a page can becomes a control page when the service worker takes care. But that is the thing. So makes a request. So here the fetch event will be fired. But there is an important question here. If the service worker receives the event, how can it actually provides the response to the browser? That is where the event.respond with will come. Event.respond with. Okay. So now here what I will try to do it is, so here I will try to use something like event.respond with of fetch of event.request. So I will try to send some directly like this. So now what did we, so here we are telling the browser that for this request I am going to provide the response. So here event.respond with means the request whichever it is coming, I am trying to going to give the response, and the response we are providing is simply the normal network response. So this fetch event.request returns a promise for a response, and the respond with will tell the browser to use that response for the intercepted request. That's it. So why respond with? Let's make this very clear because this is one of the important concept in the service worker. Receiving a fetch event and handling a fetch event are not exactly the same thing. The service worker can receive the event, so here by using the fetch event. But if we don't call event.respond with, we are basically saying that I am not going to provide any response for this request. The browser can then continue with its normal request processing. So whatever the thing it needs to provide. But when we do event.respond with, we are telling the browser that use the response that I am providing with the respond with here. That is the thing. Instead of putting all our logic directly inside the fetch event, so let's create a separate function which keeps our event handler small and makes the code easier to understand. So here I will try to do it. So now you have a clear understanding about the event.respond. So here what I can do it is I can create something like here event. So you will get the event, and here I can do event dot respond with, and here I can write handle to do request. That's it, and you can send the event here, the event I am trying to make. So now here I will have an async function handle to do request of event. I got the event, and here I can do this one. Notice something interesting here. Handle to do request is an async function, therefore it returns a promise automatically, and that's perfectly fine because respond with can work with a promise, and that eventually resolves to a response. So now let's try to open the cache. So here I can have first one is async function. You can use function open cache. Okay, so open cache, and I can return caches dot open of tasks-v1. So this is our code which we are trying to do. Remember that caches dot open returns a promise, so we can simply return that promise. Then inside our request handler we can use it. So here inside this one I can do constant cache is equal to await of open cache. So we have opened the cache. Now let's try to the next step in our cache first strategy is, first of all, before going to make the request, we'll check whether we already have this request in the cache or not. So what can I do here? Constant response cache, we can say response only. Response is equal to await cache dot match of event dot request. So we are trying to check the response. Now event dot request is a request object that the service worker intercepted, and the cache dot match looks for the matching request inside this cache. If it finds one, it returns a response. If it doesn't find, means it will return the undefined. So what can I do here? If the cache response is there, means we can return the response. But if the response is not there, so you can return the response. Okay, that's it, right? If you didn't able to find the response, if not of response, if the response is not there, then you need to do the remaining code. Okay, so now now what you'll try to do is, if the cache miss is there, so if the response is not there, means now what happens when the cache doesn't contain the request? So we need to go to the network. Simply what I can do it is constant response is equal to await fetch of event dot request. That's it. So we are trying to make the event dot request. So we have finished this one. So now we can return the so response is there. So if you want, you can return the response, right? So you can, that's it. So you can have this one and you can return the response. So at this point we have implemented cache hit is there, means just you will return the cache. If the cache miss is there, means just you will go to the network and we can do it. But there is one problem. When we get the response, so we are not saving it into the cache. So the next request will be again go to the network. So let's fix that one. So now here we got the request. So what can I do here? I can do await cache dot put event dot request, and you can have the response dot clone. That's it. Okay, so this is our code. So now here we have made the request, we got the response object, then we have put the response into our cache, and finally we are returning the original response. Fine. So now here we have used the response.clone. So you may have remembered this in our previous cache storage video. A response body is a not normal, it's a stream. So once we consume the response body, we cannot consume the same body again as a stream. So here we need the response for two purposes. First we need to store it, and then we need to cache.put something like that, where then we need, and second we need to return it. So we are creating a clone for the cache and keeping the original response for the browser. So now here we have completed this cache. So this is our cache first strategy. Let's read it from the top to bottom. First, open the cache and then check whether the response is present in the cache or not. So if it is not present, means then you are trying to make the network request, and we are storing the clone into the response into the cache, and finally we are returning the response. That's it. So the fetch event can be triggered for the different type of requests. It could be HTML, JavaScript, CSS, images. So everything it will be trying to make a request. But our cache first logic is currently designed for the only the to do API only. So let's restrict to that one. So here what I can do it is, so at the top here, let's try to have a constant URL is equal to event dot request dot URL, and if not of URL dot starts with, if URL dot starts with, so I can have this JSON placeholder, this one. Let's try to have here, okay. And if not of like this means, then what you can do here, you can return simply. So that means, so I am telling to that one, you only handle about this. That's it. So now our service worker can receive many fetch events, but we are only handling the request of the to do API only. For everything else, we simply return from the event listener. Since we haven't called respond with, the browser handles those requests normally. Now comes the best part. So now we have finished our service worker. Because the service worker is handling our caching and everything, we no longer need the caching storage logic in the todo.js file. So now what we can do, so in our todo.js file, so let's try to go to the get to do. So here we are trying to get the to do ID, and let's try to have the cache sheet and all those things. Let's try to remove this one. We'll do it afterwards. And generate request URL. So we have generated the request URL, and here we are trying to get the cache and all those things. So there is no need to get the cache, and there is no need to do this one all. So if not of response and all those things, so just you can call this one, and here also there is no need to have this one all, okay. And just I will call the response, okay. And here you can have constant response is equal to get to do, constant data is equal to, and render data, and you can, for the time being, you can stop this one. That's it. So now notice how simple this is. Now the page doesn't know about the cache and all those things. Just it just makes a normal fetch request. So get to do request is nothing but so fetch request only. So here we have finished this one. So first let's test this one so that you can able to understand it very easily. So here this is our code, and let's try to go to here and application. So what I will be trying to do, let's go to the here, and I will delete this entire thing. Fine. And here I will refresh this one. So fine. Now here what I would be trying to do, console, and worker is activated. Let's try to refresh this one. Yeah. So here let's try to refresh. Yeah. So now what I would be trying to do is, so here the fetch is failed to convert value to a response. JSON error failed. Right, failed to fetch the cache. Return fetch of request. What is this one? Fetch of request failed to fetch get to do response, and it went to the, okay. Let's try to see here in the application in the task to do /1. Okay, let's go into here, and in the service worker.js file, okay, not of URL handle to do request, await cache and all those things, await cache.match if not of await fetch. And in the todo.js file, okay, have the request, generate request URL. Okay, so we have generated the request URL. So let's try to see this one again. I am refreshing this page, and let's go to the console and get value. So we are able to get this one. So I will try to get the 3. So I am able to, oh, here I am getting again the error. Let's try to debug this one. What is the problem? Okay, I found the issue why this one is coming. So here what we need to do, we need to keep the let response, and we need to keep the response here. So that is the problem actually it is happening. Let's go here, and let's remove this debugger and all those things. And here I will try to do the empty cache and reload. Let's try to refresh this page again. So this one is not executing. Let's go. Yeah. Here, maybe hope we got the issue. Yeah, let's try to get here. So we are having the cache and all those things. Let's go into this one and console, and in the application you are able to get the output for this one, and the network we are able to call this, and I will go here and I will go here and I will click on this one. So second time we are able to get the we are able to get the request also. Two times it is calling. Okay, 200. Okay, and this one is calling from. Fine. Let's try to see console.log, and in the network let's remove this one all and get value. So here we are calling the time it is calling from this one. Let's try to see. So fine, let's try to see the output for this one. So here in our application I am deleting this entire thing, and here I am also deleting this entire thing. So let's try to refresh this page. So service worker is installed, and now if I try to get the value, so for the first time it is able to get it from the what I mean to say is from the network call, and in the application you are able to see the cache storage, and here you will be able to see. So the second time when you are trying to do it, the normal fetch call is trying to do it, but here what it is trying to do it is trying to get it from the service worker, the cache thing. So that's why you are able to see 3 milliseconds. So here in our application it is trying to get it here, and if I click on this second, and if you go to the network this time, if you try to see here, so the second the second one we are not able to get it. Let's try to see. So why could be that issue is, so let's go to here, and let's go to our service worker. Yeah, so here URL starts with here. Okay, and await open cache fetch event dot request. Yes, okay, everything looks fine. And to-do.js file, if you try to check it, generate request URL. Oh, here we are trying to do this one as like this. So now here I can do the request. So we need to do the request. Let's go into our code, and here in our code what could be happening is, let's refresh this page, and if I try to get the value, okay fine, and if I try to click on this one, so now we are able to get this again, and if I click on 4 again, this time we are able to get the from the service worker. So now if I click, and you are able to see in the application, so you are able to save that 4 also. So now here if I click on this 3, and if I click get value, so 3 is called, and here you will be able to see the service request has been made 242 milliseconds. So this is how you will be trying to do it. Now if I click on this one, so next time you are getting it from the service worker, the data, the same data, the cache is getting intercepted. So this is how the normal code, so whatever the code we are having, we are able to intercept the data. So now we have understood about this one, right? So let's quickly summarize what we have learned in this video. First, the fetch event allows our service worker to observe the request from a control page. You try to see here in this one. The event.respond with which we have used it in our code. The event.respond with, yeah, here. So what it allows the service worker to provide the response. We created a cache first strategy. First of all, we are trying to check it with the cache.match. If it is present means, then we are returning that cache response, or otherwise we are trying to make the fetch call, store a clone of the response using the cache.put, and return the original response. We are also filtering the requests with the URL starts with and all those things, so that the service worker only handles to that API only. And finally, we have moved all the caching responsibility out of the to-do.js file and into the service worker. This gives us a much cleaner architecture. In the next video, we'll try to go in deeper into the communication between the page and the service worker. We'll learn how the page can send messages to the service worker, and how the service worker can send messages back to the page also. We will use that to build the things like cache deletion and displaying whether a request came from the cache or not. Like those all things we'll try to see. So until then, we'll see you in the next video. Hope you understood about this concept. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. I'll try to make the request. That's it, guys.